Welcome back to part 3 of how to actually change. In this video, we're going to identify strengths, weaknesses, and how to use them and leverage them to your advantage. Let's get straight to it. So if you watch my other videos, you'll understand I have 3 rules that I live by when it comes to change. Again, if you've seen this, you can skip past it, but I'm trying to embed this into your mind. So the first rule is you have to be completely honest with yourself. You have to be able to write down on paper where you're going wrong and how you need to improve. If you can't be honest with yourself and humble yourself, then this isn't for you and you're going to stay the way you are for life. But if you're watching this video, I believe that you do have the humility to be able to change. Secondly, you need to have a willingness to change. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Don't be that guy who says, I'm going to change, and then when it comes to the hard work, you don't change. Everybody loves the idea of changing and fantasizing being Superman, but not many people are willing to go through what it takes to become Superman. And you have to be prepared to struggle, okay? It's not easy. Having a coach makes it easier. Having a community of men around you, that will make it easier, but change is not easy. So the 5-step system. The first step is to get a clear picture of yourself, all your wins and all your losses. And I like to call them lessons, because then a loss is only a loss if you don't learn from it. It's always a lesson to be learned in a loss. So you want to get a clear picture of all your wins and all your lessons. And I'm not talking about you winning the race when you were 7 years old on sports day. Nobody cares about that. What I'm talking about is what you've actually achieved in your adult life as a man. You know, what are you proud of what you've done? And what are you not proud of what you've done? Turn vague strengths into specific behaviors. Choose one weakness and one strength. Build habits around that. Review, adjust, and be ruthless. So the first step, I'm going to use myself in this video as an example, and you can actually get to know me a bit better. Because look, I'm not superhuman. I'm human just like you. I have weaknesses as well, and I fall to them sometimes. So my wins, I got clean from drugs. I quit 11 years of smoking, and I got disciplined. So some of my lessons are when I drink, I can get too drunk, and I like to waste money on unnecessary things. When you're writing out your lessons, you want to write the feelings which come with it. For example, you chased after your ex-girlfriend after she cheated on you, and you know deep down that was just a stupid thing to do. You can write that down, and you can write down the feelings which you experienced. Look for patterns in both groups. So you want to, when you write down your wins and your losses, you want to write down in as much detail as possible, as I said, and you want to see patterns emerging. And when you see patterns emerging, it makes things a bit more clearer. You can find what your strongest strengths are, so to speak, and your biggest weaknesses. Also, ask people around you one question. What are my top 2 strengths and my top 2 weaknesses? And if these people care about you, they will be honest with you and they will tell you the God honest truth, you know. If they don't, then they're not people you want in your life. So step 2 is traits. Turning your traits into behaviors. So for example, for me, I'm disciplined. Okay, that's very vague. That can translate into I train Muay Thai 4 hours a day, or I can work 12-hour days, or I can stay away from substance abuse, or I've been clean for X amount of years. I can control my emotions. That can translate to when a woman is disrespecting me, I can walk away with no emotional attachment. Or that can translate to when someone is arguing with me, I can walk away unbothered and not think about it again. I'm ambitious. That can translate to I have a strong work ethic. Or I push myself towards my goals and I know my limitations. I overanalyze. I think too much about changing things and making things better rather than focus on what I'm doing now and making that work. I waste money. I choose eating out over cooking my own food. I was meant to say cooking, not looking. Cooking my own food in the kitchen and cleaning up after myself. So the reason for this is because you can then leverage your strengths. You can then turn one strength into many wins, and you stack up them wins. David Goggins calls it the cookie jar, where you have these little cookies in your jar, and these are like your little wins, and you just stack them up, and then your cookie jar just keeps on filling up and filling up. These wins will give you more confidence and boost your self-esteem. Your weaknesses are also trainable. as well. So you can take weakness, you can divide it into multiple things, and you can see, okay, I need to improve that, I need to improve this, I need to improve that. Not, I'm unfocused. Okay, like, why am I unfocused? I can't sit at a computer and focus on coursework for more than 30 minutes. Okay, then you need to improve that. Turn each weakness into a trainable skill. So choose one strength and one weakness, only one at a time as well. So for me, it would be my ability to endure discomfort, which would be my strength. My weakness would be wasting my money on food when I have food at home. You want to then turn these into goals. So when I'm in a state of stress and discomfort, I must remember I have the ability to endure discomfort. My weakness goal would be whenever I'm going to eat out, I must remember I have food at home. I don't need to eat out. Then you want to build habits around these. Not wasting money unnecessarily, being on my own for a period of time, and only drinking 3 to 4 beers, no spirits. If you want my free habit tracker, I'll link that in the description down below. You can get access to that. This is what I give my clients. It does make a difference being able to track your habits and being able to review it on a spreadsheet. So if you want that, it'll be in the description below. Also, to remember with habits, don't remove, replace. You can't remove a habit. You can only replace them. So when you have a habit, for example, if you doom scroll for 1 hour before bed, instead of getting rid of that completely, change that 1 hour to an hour reading a book, mindset practices, or a little bit of meditation, breath work, visualization, whatever it may be, something which still gives you dopamine. That is the drug that our brain craves. One habit at a time. And take this from me. Don't go 0 to 100, because if you go 0 to 100, you're only going to burn out. When you burn out, you'll make no progress and you'll just flatline. It's not worth it. And consistency over intensity. We are building a mindset that is going to last us a lifetime. It's like this playlist is called How to Actually Change. And then I put emphasis on the actually, because we're not changing for 3 months or 6 months. We're building a foundation in our mind which will last us for the rest of our lives. And step 5 is to review. You want a daily review on your progress. What did you do good today? What didn't you do good today? And how can I improve? You want these to be centered around your strengths and your weaknesses, and especially the ones that you've chose as well. You can do a weekly review if you want to. I would recommend doing it daily, or both. You can do both, but I would recommend doing it daily, and it's a good habit to build as well. Remember this as well. Progress isn't linear. It's not a straight line. You are going to go up and down sometimes. You slip, you notice, you adjust. You go up, you go down, and then you adjust. The most important thing is not to go up, down, and then even further down. You want to constantly be going up, even if you're going like this. That's where progress is. I slip up sometimes. I'm not perfect, but I adjust. And I notice, I adjust, and I keep moving forward.